السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بشر لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربي زدني علما. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. I welcome you all to the class of Fiqh of Fasting. So last time we were talking about the makruhat for siyam, the things disliked in the fasting, and inshallah this is the continuation of it. And in this, the first thing which we are talking about is al-hijama, right? Doing hijama. So the correct opinion is that hijama should not be done, inshallah, in fasting because of the Prophet ﷺ's statement, "Aftar al-hajimu wal-mahjum," that the person who does the hijama and who gets it done, both of them break their fast, right? So aftar al-hajimu wal-mahjum. So based on this hadith, the scholars have differed because the Prophet ﷺ himself got it done. Even the Sahaba differed among it. So he's bringing all the evidences, and let's continue with this topic. قال البيهقي وروينا في الرخصة بالحجامة عن سعد بن وقاص. And we have narrated of the rukhsa from Sa'd ibn Waqqas, right? Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, who has said that the Prophet ﷺ allowed hijama, right? Allowed hijama, and that's what Imam Bayhaqi is saying. Okay. وابن مسعود, and from Ibn Mas'ud, Ibn Abbas, Ibn Umar, والحسين ibn Ali, وزيد ibn Arqam, وعائشة وسلمة رضي الله عنهم. وأما قول رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, as for the statement of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, أفطر الحاجم والمحجوم الذي استدل به من ذهب إلى الفطر بالحجامة, and they have taken this evidence, the statement of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, that breaking of the fast, the one who does hijama breaks his fast. فقد أجاب عنه الإمام الشافعي والجمهور الذين ذهبوا إلى عدم الفطر. So Imam Shafi'i and everyone else have gone that it does not break a fast. أجابوا عنه بأجوبة منها. They answered by the following answers. أن هذا الحديث منسوخ. So they said this hadith is منسوخ, right? بما ذكرناه من الأحاديث الدالة على أن هذا كان في أول الأمر ثم نسخ. So they said that previously it was prohibited, then it was abrogated, right? وذلك لأن حديث شداد بن عوس أفطر الحاجم والمحجوم كان في زمان فتح مكة كما صرح في شداد نفسه بقوله. So that it is mansukh, right? Because the أفطر الحاجم والمحجوم was at the time of Fathu Makkah, right? So people who are saying that this is mansukh, actually this came later on, right? Because nasikh wal mansukh, the abrogator should be later than the abrogated, right? The nasikh should be later, because it cannot be that the nasikh came before the mansukh, right? It cannot happen like that. Similarly here, after al-hajim, it was at the time of Fathu Makkah, right? Fathu Makkah, kama sharaha, has Shaddad himself cleared it out. Kunna ma'an Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam zamanul fath, at the time of fath, right? The time of Fathu Makkah. So hadith Ibn Abbas and the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ihtajama, as for the hadith which says that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself did hijama, وَهُوَ مُحْرِمٌ صَائِمٌ, and while he was muhrim and fasting, الذي رواه البخاري متأخر عن حديث شداد فيكون ناسخا له. So the people say that this hadith that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself did hijama is nasikh now. So the problem is, which is the nasikh and which is mansukh, right? So this is the problem, right? So they say that this is nasikh and this is mansukh. Some say that no, this is nasikh and this is mansukh. So which came later on? So قال الشافعي وابن عباس إنما صحب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم محرما في حجة الوداع. Right? And this hadith of Bukhari that Ibn Abbas was himself with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Hajjatul Wada' سنة عشرة من الهجرة ولم يصبح محرما قبل ذلك, because he said he was in ihram also, right? So the Prophet ﷺ being in ihram can only happen when the Prophet ﷺ is doing Hajj, right? Because it cannot happen before, because Umrah and all, it won't happen because Muhrim, because the Prophet ﷺ only was Muhrim after the Fathul Makkah, that is in the 9th year of the Hijrah, he did the Hajj, right? So this came later. وَكَانَ الْفَتْحُ سَنَةٌ ثَمَانٍ, and it is 8th year. Right? فحديث ابن عباس بعد حديث شداد بسنتين وزيادة. So Shaddad's hadith was Fathul Makkah. That was 6th year, right? But here, the Prophet's hadith of the Hajj, doing Hajj, is 8th year. So it's more than 2 years. قال فحديث ابن عباس ناسخ. So the hadith of Ibn Abbas is the nasikh, which came later on. So this is what they say, right? They say, the Imam Shafi'i. That is why the Prophet ﷺ did it when he did hijama. So that is why it is nasikh. And others, they also give a reply that والجواب الثاني الذي أجاب به الشافعي وغيره أن المراد بأفطر الحاجم والمحجوم أنها كان يغتابان في صومهما. اغتاب, what is يغتابان? I know يغتاب means to backbite, but here it means something else, I guess. يغتابان, outrage. Huh? This will just spoil the fast, I think. Right? كان يغتابان في صومه كما رواه البيخي فبعض الطرق حديث ثوبان. So they said that aftara doesn't mean breaking the fast, it's just, disliked. Right? Dislike and so on. قال الشافعي وعلى هذا التأويل يكون المراد بإفطارهما أنه ذهب أجرهما. The meaning of breaking of the fast is that their ajr will be gone, the reward will be gone. So فكما قال بعض الصحابة لمن تكلم حال الخطبة لا جمعة لك. Right? Like the Prophet saw some of the Sahabi said to others that you don't have any Jum'ah. أي ليس لك أجرها. That means you do not have its ajr. وإلا فهي صحيحة مجزئة عنه. Right? Or else, except that it is sahih مجزئة عنه. That, so a person who goes to Jum'ah and he starts speaking, for example, right? Very common, many people do, and they don't know that even if you say silence or keep quiet, the reward of Jum'ah is gone. Right? And this happened with the Sahaba, that one Sahabi went and the Prophet was reciting a words, and the Sahabi asked the other person, oh, when did this verse come down? Right? When did this verse come down? So he said he did not reply at all. Right? He did not reply at all. After the Jum'ah, the Sahabi said, La Jum'ata lak. You don't have any Jum'ah. Your Jum'ah is gone. The Sahabi got angry and he went and told the Prophet, how does he say like that? The Prophet said, yes. I mean, anyone who speaks during the Jum'ah has no reward for the Jum'ah. Even if he says sah, sah, that is silence. If he says, that also is gone, right? If he goes to Jum'ah. So they say that after means, the reward is gone. والجواب الثالث الذي أجاب به الشافعي أيضا. And the third reply which Shafi'i also gives, أن الأحاديث على افتراض تعارضها, that the ahadith which said that it is first, تعارض which contradicted, فإن حديث ابن عباس أصح من أحاديث شداد وثوبان. Right? So Ibn Abbas hadith that the Prophet did hijama is more clearer than Shaddad and Thawban. وزيادة على ذلك فإن حديث ابن عباس موافق للقياس. And it is more closer, that the more beneficial, that it is in agreement with قياس. لأن خروج الدم من الجسد عمدا أو سهوا لا ينقص الصيام. Because if just blood comes out wantedly or unwantedly, it does not affect the fast at all. It does not reduce the fast at all. فحديث ابن عباس موافق للقياس. The hadith of Ibn Abbas is in agreement with Qiyas, مع كونه أصح, and with it is more clear, more correct. ولذلك فإنه يقدم على غيره عند التعارض. So when there is تعارض, when there is disagreement, so Ibn Abbas hadith is more correct. Conflict, yeah, conflict. كما أجاب الجمهور بأجوبة أخرى كثيرة لا داعي للإسهاب فيها. Like the majority have said, right, that it does not uh, uh, there's no أخرى كثيرا. They've given other examples also, right? There's no وخلاصة القول أن الذي ذهب إلى الجمهور أن الحجامة لا تؤدي إلى الفطر. So the majority of the people said that that hijama does not lead to breaking the fast. وأن الأحاديث الدالة على الفطر منسوخة, and the hadith which say that it is it breaks the fast منسوخة or أو معارضة بأحاديث أقوى منها واسعة, or they are in conflict with the hadith which is stronger دالة على عدم الفطر, right? Which is goes to the which proves that it is does not break the fast. So Allahu Alam, there's a lot of discussion among the scholars, right? And this is one of the reply here. Right? Do the kappa and is break the fast that is done during the day of Ramadan. So they say the kappa and the one to whom is done both break the fast. So this was the position of Hanabila. They have to refrain from eating, etc., for the rest of the day, and they have to make up because they are taking literally after al hajimu al mahjum the hadith, and that's what he answered. So there are various views on this hijama cupping for the fasting person, and this is the view which the Saudi scholars all have taken. All right, and this is Islam Web. There's an article also, hijama for a fasting person. Let's read it a little bit here. Shaddad ibn Aus. So bringing Shaddad's hadith again, radiallahu anhu, related the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took me by the hand and we passed by a man, and in Baqi on the 8th of Ramadan upon the Prophet sallallahu, the one cupping has, and the one. So this is the hadith of Shaddad, right? That the one after al-hajimu al-mahjum. Similar narrations have also been recorded by Sauban, Rafi' and many other companions. Therefore, some scholars have categorized this hadith as mutawatir. They said that this is. However, Ibn Abbas anhu says that recounts the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was cupped while he was fasting and when he was in a state of ihram. Right? Bukhari, Muslim. So, and Shu'bah said, I heard Sabit al-Bunnani ask Anas bin Malik, did you dislike cupping for a fasting person? He said, no, except for fear of weakness. So there are hadiths. So there are many hadiths that proving that cupping invalidates the fast. However, other hadiths state that the Prophet was cupped while he was fasting. Consequently, the scholars disagreed. There's disagreement on whether cupping is permissible for a fasting person or not. The majority of the opinion that it is permissible. And the hadiths that run contrary are abrogated by those narrations that indicate its permissibility. Right? And this opinion that it is allowed is Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, Ibn Mas'ud, Salama, right, Udwa, and so on. On the other hand, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal said that it breaks the fast. And Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn al-Qayyim, everyone have taken this. The permanent committee and the majority of Saudi scholars also chose this opinion. Right? So it is better to avoid cupping, to be on the safe side. So a hadith of Anas also proves that cupping weakens the fasting person and was thus forbidden. So there's difference of opinion. The rationale behind the invalidation of the fast of the person who's cupped is that the procedure drains him. Right? It drains you. As for the one who does cupping, his fast is annulled too because he may swallow some blood. Right? While cupping, he might swallow some blood. So it is better. So they give all these, reasons. So it is better to be safe side, to be, to avoid cupping while fasting. It's because nowadays, like everyone agrees that especially the kibar ul-ulama and so on, they say that it's better to be safe, you know. So, but the author of the book has brought this into makruhat. He did not bring it into mahzurat, the things which break the fast. He brought it into its makruh. It is like he said, because ultimately, hadith of Ibn Abbas, it comes later on, right? So, Allahu A'lam. The others have argued that the statement of the Prophet ﷺ is more preferred than the action of the Prophet ﷺ. Al-qawlu, the qawl comes before the amal. So they said that the Prophet ﷺ said it, so we should after al-hajimu wal-mahjum. Then he said the second thing is kissing. And kissing is also makruh because it may lead to further haram acts, right? لقد ذكرت حينما كنت أتكلم على المحرمات الصيام. I mentioned, the author is saying rahimahullah that hafidhahullah, that I have mentioned while I was speaking about the muhrimat al-siyam أن الصائم إذا قبل وصاحب القبلة إنزال فإنه يفطر بالإجماع. So a person is kissing and because of that there's consummation, so he breaks his fast. وأما إذا لم ينزل, but he doesn't consummate, فللقبلة أحكام تختلف باختلاف الأحوال الصائم. So the hukm depends on the various أحوال. فإذا كان الصائم ممن تحرك القبلة شهوته, so because of the kissing his desires increase, وتؤثر فيه فإنها تكره له, so it is disliked for him, إلا أنها لا تؤدي إلى فطر, except that it does not lead to his breaking the fast, because he may get excited and so on. وهذه الكراهة كراهة تحريم عند أكثر أصحابنا الشافعيين وقيل كراهة التنزيه. So makruh, there's makruh tahrimi and makruh tanzihi according to the Shafi'i. Although we don't have that, I mean, it's according to Shafi'is. They say that there's makruh tahrimi and makruh tanzihi. So this is what it is. Tahrimi is which leads to haram, it is more high. Tanzihi is like lesser form of makruh. وأما إذا لم تحرك شهوته ولم تؤثر فيه فإنها لا تكره له لكن الأولى تركها. So even if this desires is, he's not desirous of anything, but he should avoid it, better to avoid kissing and so on. ولا فرق في ذلك بين الشيخ والشاب, and there's no difference between an old man as well as a young man, right? فالاعتبار أولا وأخيرا بالتحريك الشهوة. So because we depend on the tahriq al-shahwa, that is desires being moved on, desires being raised, وخوف الإنزال, and leading to inzal, right, leading to consummation. فانحركت شهوة شاب أو شيخ قوي كرهت وإن لم تحركها لشيخ أو شاب ضعيف لم تكره. But for an old man or a shaykh qawi, who is strong and he's but his desires are raised, so it is makruh for him. وإن لم تحركها لشيخ أو شاب ضعيف, but if a weak for a strong person, right, I mean, because he can do it, right, because he can do the act, but for a weak person is very weak and so on, who's not able to do it, then it is not disliked. Yeah, وَالْأَوْلَى تَرْكُهَا, but the better is to leave it. I mean, a person who's sick and so on, or an old person, right, so who doesn't have any feelings at all, so it is not makruh for him itself. وَكَالْقُبْلَةِ وَالْمُعَانَقَةِ وَالْمُبَاشَرَةِ بِالْيَدِ. So like kissing is hugging and touching and so on. وَغَيْرُ ذَلِكَ مِنَ الْمَثِيرَةِ, and all those things which lead to it, right? وبهذا التفصيل الذي ذكرناه عن أصحابنا الشافعيين قال الحنفية والحنابلة, all the Hanafiya and Hanabila, everyone have agreed. وما مالك رضي الله عنه فقد كره القبلة. As for Malik رضي الله عنه رحمة الله عليه, he has disliked kissing مطلقا للشيخ والشابي. He said same thing for an old person or a young person, it is the same. وهذا كله إذا لم يصحب الشهوة خروج المذي. This is all if mazi does not come out for him. فإن صحبها خروج المذي, if mazi comes out, فقد ذكرنا عند الكلام على المحرمات الصيام أن الإمامين أحمد ومالكا ذهبا إلى أنه يفطر. If mazi comes out, so Imam Malik and Imam Ahmad have said that he breaks his fast. خلافا لأبي حنيفة والشافعي والحسن والشعبي والأوزاعي كما بيناه. Like we talked about, but it does not break the fast just because of mazi. Right? وقد استدل أصحابنا على التفصيل الذي ذكرناه في القبلة بما روى عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في شأنها. So we our companions have have said about it, have brought the hadith for that, and they have said that it is totally fine, and they have inferred that it is totally fine. I mean, even if mazi comes out, but we should avoid all these things. أما أن الصائم لا يفطر بها, as for the person, the fasting person does not break the fast. بها ولو مع الشهوة فذلك لما رواه أبو داود وأحمد, because there's a hadith of in Abu Dawud وأحمد وبيهقي عن جابر بن عبد الله رضي الله عنه قال قال عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه حششت فقبلت وأنا صائم. Right, I got excited, and we read this hadith, right? Umar radiallahu anhu said, I got excited and I kissed while I was fasting. فقلت يا رسول الله صنعت اليوم أمرا عظيما. I've done a great deed today. فقبلت وأنا صائم. I kissed when I was fasting. قال أريت لو مضمضت من الماء. What do you think about if you do مضمضة, if you rinse your mouth with water وأنت صائم while you're fasting? قلت لا بأس. There's no problem in doing rinsing my mouth, right? قال فما, so there's no problem in kissing also. So وهذا يدل أن القبلة ولو مع الشهوة لا تؤدي للفطر. We know that even if desires come and kissing, just a person kiss, it does not lead to fitr, but it is makruh, right? It is disliked because it might lead to something greater. وأما كراهيتها للشاب, it's as for the disliked thing for a young person, الذي تحرك شهوته, whose desires might be moved because of that. فلما رواه البخاري ومسلم عن سيدتي عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقبل ويباشر وهو صائم. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم used to kiss and touch while he was fasting. ولكنه كان أملككم لإربه, but he was the most strongest among you to control his desires, right? He was the strongest, so we are not so strong, so we should avoid all this. وعن عمر بن سلمة الحميري I think أنه سأل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يقبل الصائم, can a fasting person kiss? فقال سل هذه لأم سلمة. Right? So who is this? Umar ibn Abi Salama. He asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, ask her, right? Ask her لأم سلمة. فأخبرته أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يصنع ذلك. So Salama says that I informed that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do that. وقال يا رسول الله قد غفر الله لك لما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر. So the Sahabi said that Allah has forgiven you, right? Whatever has preceded you, whatever will come, right, in the future. All your previous and past sins have been forgiven. فقال له رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, والله إني أتقاكم لله وأخشاكم له. رواه Muslim. Indeed, I am the one who's more fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وأخشاكم, and I have more khashya. And so when I am the kissing someone, so there's no problem in it, right? So alhamdulillah, so there's no problem, it does not break the fast, but he should avoid it. وروى ابن ماجه عن عبد الله بن عباس عن أنه قال رخص للكبير الصائم في المباشرة وكره للشاب. And Abdullah ibn Abbas said that it was allowed for the kabir, for the sheikh, for the old man, who doesn't have any feelings, that touching or something. وكره للشاب, it was disliked for the shab, for the young man. Right? So وهذا يعطى حكم الحديث المرفوع كما هو معروف في الأصول المصطلح والحديث. And this hadith will reach the position of marfu, he says, right, as it is known by mustalah al-hadith and so on. So ultimately it is disliked to kiss, because it might lead to something which is haram, but he's going into detail. وروى مالك والشافعي والبيهقي بأسانيد صحيحة بأسانيد صحيحة عن عطاء ابن يسار أن ابن عباس سئل عن قبلة للصائم. Right? Ibn Abbas was asked about the صائم. So فأرخص فيها للشيخ. So he allowed it. Ibn Abbas allowed it for the old man. وكرهها للشاب. But for a young person, he said that it is makruh, it is disliked. وروى أبو داود بأسانيد جيد عن أبي هريرة أن رجلا سأل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. So the man came and asked about مباشرة للصائم, right? Right? Kissing and so on, touching and so on for the person. فرخص له وأتاه آخر فنهاه. And another person came, he prohibited him. So one person came, he allowed for that person, and another person came, he prohibited from him. فإذا الذي رخص له الشيخ, because the person for whom he allowed it, he gave a concession, was for a sheikh, for an old man. والذي نهاه شاب, and he prohibited for a shab. Right? So give me a minute, let me check one word. The meaning of mubashara. What does it directly mean, mubashara? Is it touching or mubashara? Fondling. Mubashara means fondling. Yeah, touching, same meaning. Yeah, fondling someone. So وأما ما رواه أحمد بن ماجه ودارقطني عن ميمونة مولاة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال سئل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن رجل قبل امرأته. A person kissed وهما صائمان, and they both were fasting. فقال قد أفطر, he has broken the fast. فهذا حديث ضعيف. This hadith is ضعيف. So this is what is makruh. Right? This is all makruhat, right? Makruhat. This is all makruh. So first thing, makruh according to him is al-hijama, but it's better to stay away because there's so much difference of opinion. The second makruhat among it is kissing, because it might lead to something dangerous. And third thing, he says it is wisal. And again, there's a difference of opinion amongst wisal, because the correct opinion seems to be that it's prohibited totally doing wisal. Wisal is not combining too fast, like 48 hours you're fasting, right? 2 days you don't eat anything. And this is tahrim. That's what he says. وإنما يكره للصائم فعله والكراهة فيه كراهة التحريم. It is like almost near to prohibition. عند الأكثرين. وقيل كراهة التنزيه وهو الوصال في الصيام. And some said that no, it is just tanzih, it is just little bit karaha في الصيام. وحقيقة المنهي عنها أن يصوم يومين فأكثر ولا يتناول في الليل شيئا من طعام أو شراب فإن أكل شيئا ولو يسيرا أو شرب فليس بوصال. So wisal means not eating anything through the whole night. So a person fasted one day, and the second day, I mean the night, he doesn't eat anything, right? But if a person eats lightly, and that is not wisal. علما بأن الوصال مع القول بكراهته تحريما أو تنزيها لا يؤدي إلى بطلان الصيام. Even if a person does wisal, he says that Allahu Alam, it does not break his fast. والحكمة في النهي عن الوصال أن لا يضعف الجسم, because يضعف أن لا يضعف الجسم, that the body should not become weak, because if it does not eat anything at the night and he wants to continue fasting, then it might become weak, right? عن القيام بالواجبات, right, for the establishment of permissible things. بل ربما أدي الوصال إلى إضرار بالبدن وإتلاف الحواس, and wisal could lead to harm of the body and wasting of the hawas. Is what hawas? Hawas. Senses. Okay. Yeah. Hawas is senses. Right. So a person can become وإن استمر وطالت مدته فإنه يؤدي إلى الموت, and it could lead to death also. عند ذلك يكون انتحارا, and it will become intihar, it seems. What is intihar? Suicide. Yeah, I guess suicide. It could become like suicide. Not eating anything, a person could die if it does wisal. وهذا الذي ذكرناه مع كراهية الوصال وهو قول كافة العلماء خلاف لعبد الله بن الزبير رضي الله عنه إذا كان يواصل. So except Abdullah bin Zubair, he used to do wisal. But the majority of the scholars said that he should not do wisal. He might die. وقد استدل العلماء, so the scholars have inferred from لكراهية الوصال بما رواه البخاري ومسلم عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إياكم والوصال, beware of doing وصال, إياكم والوصال, beware of doing وصال. قالوا إنك تواصل يا رسول الله. So they said that do you do وصال. قال إني لست كهيئتكم, I am not like your state. My state is different. إني أبيت عند ربي يطعمني ويسقين. I stay with at night, when my Lord feeds me and makes me drink. So I'm not like you. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to be fed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وروى البخاري ومسلم عن عبد الله بن عمر قال نهى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الوصال. قالوا إنك تواصل. قال إني لست مثلكم إني أطعم وأسقى. I'm not like you, right? I am fed and I'm given water to drink. So the Prophet ﷺ clearly said that wisal should not be done. وروى البخاري ومسلم عن السيدة عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت نهى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الوصال. So from Aisha رضي الله عنها also there's a hadith that a person should not do wisal. عن الوصال رحمة لهم, as a mercy for them. قالوا إنك تواصل. قال إني لست كهيئتكم, I am not like yours. إني يطعمني ربي ويسقيني. My Lord feeds me and makes me drink. Right? Drinks me. Okay. This is all about, Visal. Visal. Doing Visal. Yeah. So let's read a ruling on this song. That fasting continuously means that a person fasts for 2 or more days without breaking the fast. Right? So they say, he said, I'm not like you. All these hadiths they brought, with regard to the ruling, it is makruh. See, it is makruh. So even these scholars, Sheikh Saleh al-Munajjid and so on, have said that it is makruh, and there's no difference of opinion. But it is makruh in the sense of being forbidden, or makruh in the sense of being disliked. So is it makruh tahrimi or makruh tanzihi? There are two opinions concerned, and according to our companions, and the apparent meaning of the statement of Shafi is that it is makruh in the sense of makruh tahrimi. Sheikh Ibn Uthaymin said in Sharh al-Mumti that it appears that the ruling with regard to wisal is that it is haram. And so Sheikh Ibn Uthaymin said it is haram khalas, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, iyyakum wal wisal, iyyakum wal wisal, there's so many statements of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? So this is all about wisal. Right? Ibn Uthaymin said it more appears that it is haram khalas, no makruh and all that. Then fourth one, as-siwaku ba'da az-zawal. Right? Brushing the teeth, siwak, or doing miswak after zawal, it seems. فإنه يكره للصائم أن يستعمل للسواك بعد الزوال إلى غروب الشمس. Right? It is doing siwak after zawal, it seems, after 12 p.m. or something, after the sun goes down. He should avoid. كما نص عليه الإمام شافعي رضي الله عنه وأتبع عليه أصحابه, as has been narrated by Imam Shafi. And ويستفي في هذه الكراهة صيام الفرض وصيام النفل. It's the same for فرض and nafl. وهذه الكراهة مخصوصة بالسواك إذا كان يابسا. This karaha is just for مخصوصة, just for siwak, he says, بحيث لا يتحلل منه شيء من طعم السواك, because it's possible that something can go. There's no evidence for this. That is just with the Shafi'iyyin. There's no evidence at all for this. فإن كان أخضر أو يابسا فتحلل منه شيء من طعمه المعروف فابتلعه المستاك مع ريقه فإنه يفطر. Right? So something can go out, his spit can go on. They say this is according to Shafi'iyyin. So he says that if it is wet and so on, if it is dry, uh, it could go something. Yeah, if it is dry, he could eat something of the siwak or something, and he could swallow it uh, with a spit. فإنه يفطر, and he breaks the fast. وإلى هذا الذي ذهب إلى الإمام الشافعي وأصحابه من الكراهة للسواك بعد الزوال ذهب عطاء ومجاهد وأحمد وإسحاق وأبو ثور وحكاه الإمام ابن سباغ and أصحابنا, and all these people have said that it is makruh, they said, and because he might eat something of the brush, or not brush, of the miswak, of the siwak. الحسن بن أصحابنا أبو حنيفة وذهب النخعي وابن سيرين وعروة بن الزبير ومالك وأبو حنيفة إلى جواز السواك. But Imam Nakhai, Ibn Sirin, Urwa, Malik, Abu Hanifa, rahmatullahi alayhim, إلى جواز السواك طيلة النهار طيلة النهار. It is prohibited, it is allowed whole of the day, and this looks more correct, right? سواء في ذلك ما قبل الزوال أو بعدها. Right? How does it matter doing siwak before or after? قال الإمام البغوي والعمل على هذا عند أكثر أهل العلم, and most of the scholars have said that. وقد استدلوا على ذلك بالأحاديث الواردة في فضيلة السواك مع الوضوء والصلاة, and they brought the hadith, they inferred from the hadith of the virtues of fadilah of the miswak, right? Because every salah requires doing miswak. So وغيرهما من الأحوال, and all the states situations. وبما رواه أبو داود والترمذي والبخاري تعليقا عن عامر بن ربيعة, the hadith of عامر بن ربيعة, رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما لا أحصي يتسوق وهو صائم. So I don't know the translation. ما لا أحصي or أحصي أحس. Let me check. Hadith as well. روى أبو داود, Bukhari also. رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما لا أحصي يتسوق. Which I was not able to count. Mala uhsi, yeah. I saw the Prophet says that I was not able to count. يتسوق يتسوق وهو صائم, and he was fasting. So the Prophet used to do siwak so much that the Sahabi Amir says that that I was not able to count. That he did siwak so much. واحتج الشافعي وأحمد ومن واقفهما على ما ذهبوا إليه من كراهة السواك بعد الزوال. احتج بما رواه البخاري ومسلم عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الخلوف فم الصائم أطيب عند الله من ريح المسك. And they took Imam Shafi and so on from the hadith that al-khuluf, that the smell of the mouth from the fasting person is more pure in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the smell of musk. قالوا فاطيبة الخلوف التي أثنى عليه على الله عليه أثنى الله عليها, the طيبة الخلوف, the smell of the fasting person which Allah praised, وجعلها من مناقب الصائمين, and made it among the ranks of the fasting person. تقتدي لبقائه عليها, requires that one should stay on it, right? قياسا على دم الشهيد, right? Doing qiyas on the blood of the shaheed, it is left, right? وإذا استعمل الصائم السواك أزالها. So if a person does siwak, he will remove it. وأزال ما أثنى الله على الصائم من أجله, and he removes what Allah praised. So the smell is a good thing, he says. ولذلك كره له استعمال السواك المؤدي إلى إزالتها. And they said that that's why they dislike doing miswak. Right, so let's finish this inshallah. Fifth one, we can do it later on. قالوا وإنما خصت الكراهة بما بعد الزوال. So they said that it's makruh only after zawal. دون ما قبله بما رواه الحسن بن سفيان في مسند والحافظ أبو بكر الصمعاني وقال إنه حسن عن جابر رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال عتيت أمتي في شهر رمضان خمسا وعد منها صلى الله عليه وسلم في الثانية أنهم يمسون وخلوف أفواههم أطيب عند الله من ريح المسك. So I was given 5 things in my ummah, and one of them is rihul misk in the evening, right? It is more, I don't know if this hadith is sahih, but this is the hadith, right? He counted 5 things. My ummah has been given in the month of Ramadan 5 things, and he counted the second thing as that they do evening while they have smell in their mouths, right? And it is more pure to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the smell of musk. وَالْمَسَاءُ إِنَّمَا يَكُونُ بَعْدَ الزَّوَالِ. They said that masa is after the zawal, لَا قَبْلَهُ. وَلِأَنَّ تَغَيَّرَ الْفَمْ فِي الصِّيَامِ لَا يَبْدَأُ إِلَّا بَعْدَ الزَّوَالِ غَاضِبًا. Because the mouth changes only after the zawal. Right? So this is عند الشافعيين. وأما ما استدل به القائلون بجوازه مطلقا من الأحاديث الدالة على فضيلة السواك فقد أجاب عنها القائل بالكراهة بأنها أحاديث مخصصة ما ذكرناه. So all these things, whatever we've said that about makruhat, right? This is the ruling of correct ruling is that it is makruh, but Allahu alam it doesn't seem so because siwak ba'da zawal. It seems that so. But they say the virtues of the siwak is there, so inshallah it is not makruh as far as we are concerned, because all these arguments could be counter argued, and we can say that right there have so many benefits, so there's no problem at all. As for this hadith, I don't know if it's sahih, but it doesn't seem to be. I'll check it out inshallah if possible. So this is what he says about the makruhat. Inshallah we'll do next one is dhawq at-ta'am wal alq, like, or the ilk, I don't know, that is tasting of food and something else, right? Inshallah. And then he says al-rafasu fi qawl. So there are 2 more things left over, right? So so we started with al-makruhat wal hijama, and we know that the correct thing is it is, it is prohibited, right? Correct thing is that. And second thing was kissing, and yes, kissing is makruh, right? And third is visal. Visal also looks like prohibited, right? Visal also looks like prohibited. Siwak, this is a weak argument again. Siwak is inshallah allowed, Allahu alam. And the next fifth one is tasting food. Yes, if tasting food reaches the throat and so on, a person is, yeah, then yes, it is disliked, yeah, dislike. And lafasu fil qawl, yes, backbiting, slandering while fasting and so on. This is also disliked, and this is also disliked, and it might lead to his fasting becoming void. Right? So inshallah we have 2 things left of makruhat. Then we'll go to permissible things in the fasting. Mandubat fi siyam, inshallah. Right? Jazakallahu khair. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
كانوا قليلا من الليل ما يهجعون وبالأسحار هم يستغفرون.